All right, so breaking news as of this morning, BT have entered into exclusive talks with regards to the ownership of the BT Sport platform. But how does this affect the broadcasting of combat sports in the UK? Let's talk about it before we do. My name's Rahul Jaychan, this is The Battle Camp. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. So a couple of weeks ago, I made a video where I discussed the prospect of DAZN owning BT Sport, taking over BT Sport. And that seemed the most likely scenario at that point. The day I recorded that video, it was all over Twitter that DAZN are very close. It's just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and they're going to be the new owners of BT. So this story this morning, when I saw it on the Guardian website, I was a little bit surprised because BT Sport have been up for sale for best part of a year. And the two entities that were in the conversation were Discovery and DAZN. And Discovery came with a proposition of co-ownership, so not taking over but becoming a partner. And it seemed as though BT would rather just get rid of BT Sport, which is why DAZN seemed to be the front runner. But obviously things have changed. According to the article that I'll link in the description, the deal that DAZN were offering, BT weren't willing to take it. I'm assuming they weren't offering the monetary value that BT wanted for the platform, because obviously it's not just a platform, you're taking over a load of contracts for mainstream sports in the UK. So that's a ready-made base for a company like DAZN, who are trying to infiltrate the UK market. But it's interesting now that it looks as though, because now that they're in exclusive talks with Discovery, it genuinely now is a point where it's just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, right? So what will this merger, this partnership mean for media, broadcast media, for sports in the UK? Well, look, Discovery own Eurosport, and I can't remember watching anything on Eurosport over the last 3 years of my life. I might be wrong. I might have watched an under-21 football game, or I might have watched sumo wrestling for 5 minutes. I don't even know what Eurosport broadcast, to be honest with you. But the fact that Discovery are the organisation that are going to be merging with BT Sport, you'd imagine that they'll still have the capability. Like, Discovery aren't going to come into this market without a war chest to continue acquiring rights for major sports to maintain and grow the subscriber base that BT Sport have managed to generate over the last 5 years, or however long BT Sport have been an entity. I'd say this is a massive blow for DAZN, because I don't know this for a fact, but I'd imagine, I'm speculating, that one of the things that drew Eddie Hearn to DAZN away from Sky Sports, apart from obviously the money that they were offering, is the prospect of DAZN taking over BT Sport, which would make his job a hell of a lot easier in terms of trying to solidify interest in his promotional outfit, in the fights and events that he puts on across the world at this point now. Do you know what I mean? I worry a little bit now for Matchroom, not because I'm just strictly a Matchroom fanboy, because I was talking about how I worry for Frank Warren if DAZN was to take over BT Sport. But it puts Frank Warren in the same position that he was in prior to all of this. I don't know whether, I don't know the numbers behind all of this, but with the type of content Frank Warren has been producing over the last couple of years, if I'm a broadcaster, I personally wouldn't be happy with the quality of product that I'm getting for my money, right? Now, whether that means he needs more investment from the broadcaster to attract better fights and make better attract better fighters and make better fights, who knows? But at the moment, I can probably count on one hand the amount of Frank Warren shows that I've tuned into live, because I'm genuinely interested in the outcome of a fight or fights on that card. Do you know what I mean? Now, with DAZN, at this moment, it strictly becomes a in the UK anyway, it strictly just becomes a boxing platform. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know whether they have the rights for any other sport. And if they do, it will be a very, very obscure niche sport that a very small percentage of the potential subscriber base give a flying F about. So, according to this article, or I saw it in a separate article, I think the next round of bidding for Premier League football rights, because that's the golden nugget, right? That's the holy grail for any sports broadcast platform in the UK. The next time they come up for renewal is, I think, 2024, 2025. One thing that's quite funny is because in this article that I read earlier, it said BT had renewed the deal with Sky to keep the channel on the Sky platform until 2030. And I thought, bloody hell, that's a long deal. In my head, I just thought it's like 15, 20 years away, but obviously it's not, because time's flying, man. But I've gone off on a tangent. Oh yeah, so DAZN. Like, I don't know what they're going to do, man, because without Premier League football, there's no genuine big draw that can attract new subscribers. So this boxing content is going to have to be very, very strong and keep the subscriber base sticky. Because personally, I subscribe to DAZN, I subscribe to BT Sport, and I subscribe to Sky. And when I heard that DAZN were gonna take over BT Sport, or that was the rumor, I was quite happy from a selfish point of view, because it just, to me, I felt, okay, well, that means one less thing to pay for, right? But now we're still gonna have 3 things to pay for, and if I have to let go of one, it will be most likely DAZN. Because, you know, if I'm getting one good show every 2 or 3 months, I could lump it, like it or lump it. It's the same. It's quite, you know, 15 years ago, whatever it was, when Frank Warren launched Box Nation. All of those fighters that Frank Warren had in his stable, because those fights were on a channel that I didn't subscribe to, or it just kind of, I just stopped caring as much, you know, because I don't claim to be a hardcore boxing fan, but because it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. And with DAZN now in a position where the landscape of providing different sports and a variety of content on that app, I don't know, I struggle to see, I worry about the future of fighters that are signed to Matchroom or potentially thinking about moving over to Matchroom, you know. With that being said, you have to say, like, the next couple of months, the strongest lineup for me as a casual, in terms of all of the main broadcasters in the UK, is with Sky Sports in the first 3 months of this year. Like, they've lost their whole roster of fighters and still managed to put forward the strongest schedule in, you know, February, the first 3 months, because obviously January was a write-off in boxing. But I'm going too much into the weeds of boxing. From BT Sport and Discovery's point of view, I don't know what this means for the future. I'm assuming it just means that it's a stable entity that will maybe have more financial firepower to continue buying the rights for mainstream sports in the UK. For DAZN, I'm worried. And if I'm DAZN, I would focus on trying to acquire rights to, what's the right way of saying this? Acquiring the rights to sports with a sticky fan base. And the reason why I'm saying this is, if DAZN bought the rights for the UFC, because obviously this is primarily an MMA channel, if DAZN bought the rights for the UFC, then I would definitely stick to DAZN. I'd just keep subscribing, because at least then I know I'm getting a fight night literally every week, whether it's boxing or MMA. Right? And as far as I can't see this information anywhere, but I think the UFC's rights come up for bidding or renewal at the end of this year. So who knows what the future for that is, but I'm a little bit worried for DAZN. I'm a little bit worried for the boxers that box in the Matchroom stable. Does this mean that the exposure that they've enjoyed up until this point, up until working with Sky, which was until halfway through last year, whenever that expired, will the new guys, like they've just signed Gamal Yafai, and he's an Olympian, a gold medalist. He made the headlines when he won that medal for Great Britain, and he's going to start his journey with Matchroom. And actually, it's quite funny. I mention him because the first thing that I heard Eddie Hearn say is we're gonna start him. We're not gonna just start him off with these little 4-rounders against people that he should be beating. We're gonna put him in with a 10-rounder with a ranked opponent right away because he's good enough. And is that because he said Lomachenko style? Because Lomachenko came in, I believe, and his first ever fight as a professional was for a world title. Now, obviously, Gamal Yafai is not challenging for a world title right off the bat. But is he doing this because he feels the pressure of having to deliver and having to create stars? Because at the moment, I feel, and I've spoken about this previously, the stars in boxing have the star power of fighters in boxing, for me personally, has declined. So it's interesting, and now I'm second guessing myself. Is it Gamal Yafai? Have I just got a guy's name totally wrong? I'm gonna have to fucking Google this because I might need to correct myself. I'm pretty sure it is Gamal Yafai, but yeah, it is. Thank you, I wasn't wrong. But anyway, look, I'm gonna stop blabbering on about this. But tough test for Mr. Hearn. We'll see how he reacts and how he responds. I feel as though this video is a little bit muddled up, so feel free to comment on anything that I've said below, and feel free to pass on your own observations about this news, and I'll definitely respond to anything that I've missed or haven't mentioned in this video. And I'm sure there is something that I've missed because I've been all over the place. But anyway, I'm still going to upload it because content is king, man. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'll catch you guys next time.